Hello, hello, hello. Today is Monday Fun Day. It is March 6th, 2023, and it is International Women's Month. Today we're going to be talking a lot about women helping women, okay? It's not anything against men. It's just women need to be helping women a little bit more, and we need to acknowledge it's Women's Month. It's International Women's Month, and today is the first show of the month. So, and how many shows do we have for International Women's Month? Okay, we only have three more to go. So we're gonna have to get all of this in at one time. So I hope you guys are ringing the bell. I know I'm late today, but you see my stars back there? Yeah, my stars were like, we need a little of your attention and a little bit of your time. Charity begins at home. How about give us some time? So I had to give them some time, give them a little TLC, a little quality time. And last time I was on the show last Monday, one of the blue discus, one of my stars back there were going crazy. I called the breeder. I was like, hey, yeah, there's a breeder. And he has a really great discus, and he's selling them for a very reasonable price. So I'm patronizing them. Hey, Sean Anthony, thank you for coming. Please stay tuned. Stay tuned. We got something on here for you. Even the men need to stay tuned. Y'all ring the bell. That's why I said you got to ring the bell because, hey, sometimes stuff happens. And when you have live, you know, stars like animals, people, children, things come up. Things happen. So you got to ring the bell. You got to ring the bell and stay tuned because for as much as I can, I'll be on here helping out with some free information that you can trust. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about today. Trust. There's a lot of times, women can't trust other women. And that's sad because, in this man's world, and yes, I know that I'm probably going to be canceled for saying that, but it's a man's world. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating it. There's songs about it. It's life. And this is something that we just live. I've been living this life for more than 20 years. So I see that it's definitely, something to those songs when it said it's a man's world, but it ain't nothing without a woman. Okay. But as women, we got to pull together. We got to pull together and be more helpful towards one another. I remember there was this one time, being military, we're always running into different type of people. And I was online looking for schools and things that my children who are military dependents can attend. And there was this one young lady. She was just tearing me down, riding me. And I'm like, what is wrong with you, woman? Why are you coming at me so hard? You don't even know me. She was like, you females, all y'all do is try to come on here and see what y'all could get from the military. See what the military gonna do for you. I said, hold up. Okay, now it's a whole lot of things I could have said, but I didn't say because I don't believe in tearing other people down. People have things going on in their life, and you don't know what they're going through. So I told her, I said, look, I've been with my husband since I was little. I don't have a clue what you're talking about, but the hell you living is not the hell everybody else is living. Everybody endures their own personal hell on earth. And it's not for anybody else to judge whatever someone else is going through or what their intentions are. And it's like this. If you're trying to get some information about schooling and trying to attend school, why would anybody tear you down about that? That's just crazy. But she went on my Facebook page to see who I was. Yes, definitely share. Sharing is caring, and you never know who this information is going to help. So definitely share. But then the young lady, she went to my Facebook page. She found out who I was, and she was like, oh, wow, I didn't know. And I'm like, yeah, you need to slow down because women should not be tearing other women down, especially for something like, trying to seek help to go to school. Why would you tear anybody down about that or discourage them from trying to find schooling? And you don't know who the schooling is for. The schooling is for the kids. So if someone's online saying they're trying to find school, college that their children can attend because they're military dependents, who's going to give them military discounts that's affiliated with the dependents being able to go to school and encouraging the students to go to school? And it's like, there's not many programs out there, but the information a lot of times is given by word of mouth. And it's like the word of mouth You can't think everything is a secret, because we are all connected. And once we realize we're all connected, we can be more helpers to one another than we are being. And then our lives will start functioning so much better. Like when Monique got on, and the comedian Monique, and she started telling all these sisters about these bonnets. Now, I'm not getting involved in that. I'm just saying. She said she was trying to be helpful, and I could feel that. You're going out here, because there's been many a times I went out and I was like, oh, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. And it's not just about bonnets. It's like the people were wearing house shoes outside the house. Now we wear them in the car because, trying to put them heels on and wear them heels everywhere. Like, okay, but I'll wear it outside. But in the car, I'm going to be comfortable, because sometimes those heels don't allow you to push the pedals on the brakes and the gas like you really need to have access to them. So it could cause problems when you're driving. So a lot of women, they wear their house shoes driving. I was like, oh, this is what we doing? Okay, this is what we doing. But when I saw that people were wearing pajamas, they go to Walmart, they all in pajamas. I'm like, oh, wow, this is what we doing? All right, I see you. And now everybody was wearing bonnets, and somebody says, well, let's not wear bonnets outside the bedroom. And then everybody was clowning her and tearing her down, but nobody asked her, what's your problem? Why are you saying that? What's wrong? What's the alternative? What can we do instead? Now, I don't have a problem with people bringing up, pointing out problems. That's great. Point out the problems, but provide solutions. It's hard for someone to determine what to do with information, how to process information, when all you have are that you're presenting problems. You have to present solutions to problems as well. So if Monique would have said, well, look, ladies, look, let's not wear bonnets. Let's wear hats. Let's wear hair wraps like this one here, or many other kind of wraps that can be designed for protecting your hair while you're also being presentable. Now, see, I've said many times on the show and in life, period, I have a abusive relationship with my hair. My hair thinks it's in control. It's like a whole sentient being. So I totally understand trying to cover it up and go on about your business, because it's like, man, I don't have time for this. I throw a hat on in a minute. I have a million hats, and I will throw them on in a minute and just go about my business. Whoever mad that I got a hat on that day, you just gonna be mad because I'm gonna put a hat on. And people say, oh, well, your hair's so pretty, you should wear it out, you should this and that and the third. Look, you're not in this abusive relationship between me and my hair. So leave me alone and let me figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair. So some people, they have a tendency to provide solutions. Like, if they're going to say something about a woman that can seem to be degrading, they also provide information that will be more obviously helpful, so that everybody can process the information in the manner in which it was intended to be received. But a lot of times women, I'm guilty of it a lot. I'm like, when I'm really like intensely involved with something, like I'm involved with a lot of research a lot of times, and I'm so intense with it that I'll lose track of being sensitive about somebody else's feelings. And people that know me, they'll step back and they'll say, well, they'll come to me later and they'll say, well, you were a little mean. You didn't really consider anybody's feelings when you said XYZ. And I always apologize. I'm like, man, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even realize I said that. And that's where we can see an opportunity to bridge a gap of communication so that we can all understand. But see, that's why we need to understand the spirit that people are coming to us in, and being women and being nurturing. We are the women of the world that knows, well, you coming from a place of hurt. I can hear the hurt in your heart. You coming, that baby crying, and nobody knows the type of cry that baby is crying but a woman, a motherly woman. And she doesn't have to have children. She doesn't have to have been pregnant before, but she understands the type of cry that baby is crying. She doesn't even have to have maternal instincts. She somehow understands the words that are not being spoken, but the cries that are being heard, the behaviors that are being heard. And a lot of times women are teachers in schools, and they have this innate ability, because it's innate in women, to be nurturing, to bring forth life. even if your body is not in agreement with that. If your body is saying, look, every time you put a seed in here, I'm going to attack it and we'll never produce a live seed or a viable life. It's not about that. It's about there is still something innate in a woman. It's in your DNA. It's something that you can't take away. That it's allowing you to understand unspoken words. It's allowing you to understand movements and actions. It's allowing you to empathize, sympathize, and be apathetic to people, even though they may not have said a word to you. They may not even be acting towards you. The behavior that you're seeing them display may not even be towards you. And it's like we are not giving the time and attention that those matters deserve because we're a bit busy. We're a little too busy. We're juggling a lot and we're looking for somebody and reaching out for other people to help us. Well, my man acting crazy. He got this wandering eye and I need somebody to talk to. Look for my man and this, that, and the third. And you jumping out the bushes and my kids aren't acting right. I don't know what's going on with my kids. I need to see who can help me with my kids and who knows what's going on with my kids. Then you have personal problems with your body. Your pH balance is off. Your hair isn't acting right. You got spots coming and growing in your face and all over your body and you don't know what to do. And we're juggling, constantly juggling. Things that there's another here that's going older than not be in our immediate circle, but there's somebody else who has gone through these things, gone through these changes, and we can reach these people. And I that's why I love the internet. A lot of people are going online and using their social media to say, hey, I had this problem. This is how I resolved it. I don't know who this is helping, but it might help somebody. That is what we need more of. We need to put more information out here that's going to be helpful to women. And we need to be more aware that a lot of the people who need this help, a lot of the women who need this help, they can't see your help because you're not covering your hair. Sometimes put an important message out there and cover your hair, because there's some women out here who don't have control over their circumstances, and the only people that they can watch are women, other women. So even if you heard a man go out here and say the same thing that you're going out here and pressing the information, the same information, cover your hair. Put that information out there so it'll be available for every woman. That's why a lot of times when it's an important message I have to bring, I'm like, man, it's a good thing I'm covering my hair. So my hair is giving me mad attitude. Okay, maybe there's a reason. Maybe I need to cover my hair so maybe I can reach somebody that I would not otherwise be able to reach unless my head was covered. Now, there's been some women who have come to me and they said, well, and I didn't have my head covered. And they said, man, I wish that we could be closer. I wish that we could spend time together and that we could interact more. But you're of a Christian faith and I'm of a different faith where I have to cover my hair and I can't really interact with you because these differences. But I really wish, but they would sneak. I'm not going to put anybody's name out there, but they would sneak and talk to me and they would sneak and be friends with me and get the help that they needed, the help that they were looking for. And we all pray that one day that's not going to be an issue and all of us women can connect and unite just because we need each other. Okay, we all need each other to survive. And a lot of times when you see that someone is out here and they're like expressing that they need help, and some women will say, oh, I know she needs help. I can't help her. I can't do nothing for her. I can't. You can sneak and do it. Find a way. Pass by. It's certain times I see a woman and she's struggling, I'll just walk right past her. And as I'm walking past her, I'll say something that'll speak life into her and her situation in her moment. And a lot of times, sometimes that's all we need is somebody to say, girl, you working it. Girl, you doing it. I see you, but you handling it. You know what I'm saying? There's been many a times I have done that. And it's not only fed that person, but it's fed me because I'm being honest. You know, I ain't mad. I ain't hating. I'm helping her at the same time I'm helping myself. So I'm showing myself friendly at the same time. I'm saying, girl, I see you. I see you. You doing something. You doing something. Keep doing it. Stay motivated. And women have such a difficult testimony. It's so unique that it doesn't, there's no other testimony like it, because women have to juggle so much innately. People are still studying. Scientists are still studying to figure out and determine what it all composes of to be a woman, and how hard is her journey, how difficult is it just being a woman. They never gonna know, because they'll never know our bra size. We don't know. It's too hard for us to figure that out. If we could figure that out, we might be making some headway to something better. But there's a whole bunch of comedy shows and everything about how to adjust the bra size. We don't know. Nobody can manufacture a bra that is going to fit us and help us to be able to breathe, as well as provide support for these things that we sitting there jiggling and wiggling and carrying on. And sometimes it's by accident, and sometimes it's on purpose. But we need some balance here. We need somebody to say, oh, I found this thing that women need this. If we could do that, women would have a whole lot less to juggle. If we could say, okay, look, this whole makeup thing, I've seen a lot of people doing makeup tutorials, and they're putting these makeup on people, and the makeup is turning the people into a whole different person, because they have a lot of marks and things on their faces, dark spots on their face and all these other things. But if we're going to make makeup, can we make a makeup that's actually nourishing our real skin underneath that makeup, so that we're not transforming like Transformers more than meets the eye? Can we do something so it's like, this makeup is actually nourishing your skin, so that when you take this makeup off, or you go swimming and somehow this makeup come off your face, whether it's at night because you tired, you were drinking, and you was just skunk drunk, and you fell asleep, and your makeup came all off on your pillow, and you fell in the pool, and now your makeup, no matter what you did, it was off. It came off that day. Somehow your face still looks beautiful. There's things out there that you could say, okay, I treated my skin. Now I could put on some makeup just to cover, some of the splotches that I don't like. Or maybe we could just take the time to say, look, I am woman, hear me roar. If you don't like the spots in my face, stop stressing me out. If you don't like the spots in my face, help me more, so I can have time, so I can deal with it and treat my skin appropriately, so that the spots will go away. Give me some time so I can get my beauty rest, so that my body can heal while I sleep, so that my body can rejuvenate, and all these things that's happening with the stress and the things that's confusing me, the things that's overwhelming me. I have a moment of extra sleep, so that my body can say, look, we wasn't getting any rapid eye movement sleeping, and that's what we need, so that we can heal. A woman is bringing in life when she's pregnant. She sleeps a lot. She's sleeping, eat a lot. She's resting a lot. That goes to show you that there's something about sleeping, and there's studies that show that there's something rejuvenating about rapid eye movement sleeping, where your body is starting to heal itself in its sleep. It is correcting some things that went wrong in the day, went wrong in the week, went wrong in your life. It's healing you. And if we're not taking the time to get this sleep, we're not taking the time to get this nourishment, we're never going to get these splotches out of our faces. We're never going to be able to understand why we get lumps in our breast more often than men get a lump in their breast, and they're developing cancer in the breast. We're not going to understand. But there's a study out there that says that trauma induces these things in your body that creates okay, so it's like this. I don't have the study with me today, so you're going to have to take my word for it and research it for yourself and find it. But it's a study, and they were conducting a study, and they were saying, well, cancer is on the rise. What's going on? But they didn't do it before, when it was a bunch of women getting breast cancer. But they're doing it now. A lot of men are starting to get breast cancer as well. So they're doing this study, and it more apparently, more obviously, I should say, is affecting more people. So now that it's affecting more people are interested in understanding what the problem is. And it's crazy that that's the way it works. But the more people who are vested interest in the problem, the more people will resolve the problem. A lot of people wanted to figure out why is it the pandemic, the coronavirus, it spread and got out of control, and now we're finding a solution for it faster than we're finding a solution for AIDS. It's because more people had a vested interest in figuring out the problem, and that is why they figured the problem out so rapidly. It is not to say that they've reached a solid conclusion because people are still dying from the coronavirus. It's to say that when people have a vested interest in different communities from different genres, they are going to be well invested to figure out what the problem is and provide a solution. So when people decided, oh, breast cancer is a real big thing and it's growing and it's getting out of control, we need to figure it out. What is causing cancer? Cancer is not just something that's a family thing where, oh, my mother had it, my grandmother had it, and we need to find the DNA in the body that shows us what this cancer is, what this is signaling. It's also being determined through studies that there's a traumatic experience people are having and they're enduring. And the body naturally tries to heal itself in the moment of the trauma. And all of these things that's happening within your body that you're not aware of is working for your good to help you in that moment. And it's all these first responders, we'll call it, inside of the body. All these first responders are gathering up, one at a time, one behind the other, one behind the other. And once the problem is resolved, now you have a traffic jam. Let's put it that way. We have a traffic jam because now the first responder may have gathered some people that was in the accident and they have them in their truck and they need to get from that emergency spot and go to the hospital and take the person who is now in need of being at the hospital. They need to get them to the hospital so they can be repaired. But now there's a traffic jam. And the last person to come is still trying to, load their car with some of the people who needed help transporting them to the hospital. But this traffic jam slowly dissipates even after the emergency is over and after everybody is in the EMT trucks and everybody's being tended to in the moment so that they can make it to the hospital for their final help, the help that's really going to heal. They have this first response help, but now everybody's so gathered together that nobody can get out, and that's caused a problem. And you see, the body recognizes that this is a problem, so it automatically begins to attack. And this attack is causing a cancer in the body, and it's growing a cancer where there was no cancer before. So because of this traffic jam that was caused by this trauma, this traumatic event, now the body is attacking itself because it's like, well, we don't need this. So now we need to get some sort of help so that these cancerous cells do not turn into a bigger problem where it's a broader cancer than something that's a harmless cancer. Like, have you ever had a mole? And this mole was on your body, and you went to the doctor, and the doctor had to do tests and run tests on it and say, yeah, it's something that could have caused a cancer, but we caught it early, and it's benign, it's not harmful, it's not going to hurt you. This is one of the things that they're trying to say, but haven't said. Hey, Sister Regina, we need to find a better method to conduct them. Yeah, we do, because that is a vice grip, isn't it? I remember when my grandmother, on my father's side, developed breast cancer. I was in school, clearly, but I was trying to figure things out, and I'm like, man, I had kids, I just had babies, and I'm breastfeeding them, and I'm like, man, maybe I should go. And when you have that milk building up in your breast, it could feel a lot of times lumpy, or just a little lumpier than what you normally are accustomed to, because when you young, they perky and everything's good, everything's firm and perky, but not lumpy, and you don't have no kind of lump. It's just smooth, and you're like, wait a minute. And then you start to become self-conscious because you're hearing about other women who are saying, well, I went to go get my breast examined, and yeah, it was painful, but it was worth it. And then they're talking to other women, and they're reaching out to other women, and they're saying, look, you need to go get this done. You need to go see your OBGYN and let them do an exam. And if you're too afraid to go to your OB, let me go with you. I'll go. I'll hold your hand, or you take your husband, and everybody gets to looking down there and make sure that you're not being violated. It's so many times when women are vulnerable and they're not sharing with each other to say, yeah, yeah, my sister, I have been there. I understand, and I can help you in whatever way they can help you. There's been many a times being a military spouse and a female that I was like, look, sister, I understand. I will meet you where you are and we'll go together. I'll meet you at the hospital. I'll do this, I'll do that because I understand. And nobody wants to be in a situation where they're by themselves. And again, nobody wants to be in a situation where if they can have somebody that they can relate to, that understands the problem, that's been there, those need to be the people that's definitely reaching out. Even if you can't physically be there, just your voice and saying, how you have gone through, how you made it through can be, it can speak volumes more than your presence physically being there. Just to know that somebody somewhere has gone through this. That's why I am loving how the social media is going out here and everyone's getting online telling their testimony. Now, I don't care what you look like, sisters. People through. Tell people what's going on, but I can understand how alarming that can be. And you know what? I appreciate when men come and say, "Well, I'm not a woman, but I can definitely understand how you hurting. I can understand how this might be a problem for you. I can understand how you may need to lean on me just a little bit." That's why I always tell men, I'm like, men, we need you. As women, we need our men. We need that strong arm. Now, a woman, she's a helpmate. That's what she was innately built to do. She's able to do everything a man can do. She may not do it like a man does it. She may not do it when the man does it, but she can do everything a man does, but she's doing it in a skirt. What does that mean? I'm not saying women are more clever or smarter than men, but they do have to kind of be a little bit more clever in order to be able to be a helpmate. Because a lot of times men can carry a load that us women can't, and we got to carry it a different way. We have to figure out another way to carry it. Like, we may not be able to lift 100 pounds all at once, whereas a man can lift 100 pounds all at once. A woman, she's got to be more clever. She's got to be wiser. She got to put her skills to the test. And she's got to say, look, I can move this 100 pounds all at one time, but I got to do it this way. And they do something, and they rig something, and they're so adroit. That means they're clever and witty and skillful with their hands to accomplish the same goals. And why is that important? That's important because we are sometimes by ourselves, and we sometimes don't even understand, even when we're in a group, we don't understand the importance of having that help and being helpers one to another. And sometimes, just like with Monique, everybody will say, well, look, you coming too hard, you need to calm down. And we can reject that help because we're like unreceptive to it, because we're hurting, because we're already hurting, we're already being challenged. What you say, sister? Yes, we are often subjected to being involved. Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand those vulnerable positions that we are innately in, because we live in this life in a skirt. We need support from one another at work, at the doctor's office, at work, everywhere that we are. And now more than ever, women are everywhere. We're in the doctor's office. We're up that corporate ladder. We've shattered the glass ceiling, and we need to scream, hey, down below, watch out, the glass is coming. So get a heads up while you continue to climb up that glass, through that glass ceiling. But at the same time, we need to understand that if we're not reaching out to one another and being helpers one to another, then when we are in need ourselves, and it's happening far too often, we're in need ourselves, those same people, they're going to look at you like, don't you wish you would have helped me now? And women, oh my God, women can have an attitude out of this world. Man, you're not the only one to feel that way. Women can have an attitude out of this world that'll make you feel like, look, I'm never in my life going to ever bother you ever again after this. And you will make sure that you stick to your word. Now, I'm a woman of my word. Somebody get me to that point where I'm like, look, just work with me for a moment. And when we're done with this, I'll never, ever bother you again. And I am true to my word. I will not bother you again. You only got to show me one time. I realize I only have one life to live, and I don't have time to keep playing games with people who don't want to be bothered with me. You don't have to show me but one time. Where Eddie say a real man should not put his woman through something that will hurt or damage her femininity. God is made messy. But you know what? It's not to say that anyone is purposely intending to or seeking out trying to hurt or damage someone. It's what I'm speaking about today is the unknowing times that we are doing these things when we don't know who it is we're talking to, when we don't know that in ourselves we have a problem. We have a problem that we're saying, well, something's going on in my life that I'm not aware that this is how I'm treating you. I'm unaware that you feel this way. I'm unaware that I made you feel this way. We need to teach ourselves. Yeah, and that's what we would like to speak on this show today is ways to do that. Now I presented the problems and I presented a few solutions. Rewind if you're just not getting here. You're gonna have to wait till the show is over, rewind and watch it, and come at it with a different perspective. And that's another reason why I always encourage people to watch these shows that I'm putting out here and come at it with a different understanding each time, a different perspective each time, because sometimes you could be in your feelings and you're not receptive to the information. Sometimes you could just be like, look, I don't like what you're wearing today. Look, I don't like your facial expressions today. I don't like your voice today. You sound like you're in a wind tunnel, whatever it is. But this is information that's feeding you and growing you and helping you to grow and glow. So definitely look at these episodes more than one time so you can get what you need to get out of it. Now, I've said about the bonnets, I was like, well, we should do these hair wraps. These hair wraps are gorgeous. And underneath it, when you take that hair wrap off and you doing the thing, because you can whip your hair back and forth, then that's great because now you got a beautiful hair wrap as opposed to a bonnet, which I know is extremely popular. But you could put on a bonnet and then put a hair wrap on top of it just so you can be stylish and coordinated with your outfit. So now it's like, oh, you really too much. You really over the top. You really doing it. You coordinated. You got your hair protected. And then when you take your hair off, your hair is like, what? It look like that under there? Why are you covering that up? And then you can tell them, I did it because I am protecting my hair because it's a natural hairstyle and I want to protect my hair. Now, you've seen other videos. You see what my hair looks like. And now you can understand how it got to be that way because I protect my hair. I cover my hair. I wear a satin hair wrap when I go to sleep at night. So guess what? It's not drying up. It's not breaking off. And now with everybody wearing bonnets all the time, it's like, when is it like we're going to ever take this hair wrap off in order to show our hair? So why not just put on something like this and say, hey, you know what? Bonnets are in, so hair wraps got to be in, you know? What did Eddie say? Well, it starts with people who stop assuming that science is a stereotype. We design differently. Yeah, and you know what? That's one of the things about women where I would really encourage everyone to be more understanding. You have to understand everybody is different. And because everybody is different, there's no panacea. And so whatever is going on wrong with you, if you say, well, this is what went wrong with me, this is how I solved it, this is how I overcame it, this is how I endured it through the process, then we have something to go on, but it may not work completely for you, but you tweak it. A lot of women, hey, Sister Jackie, how you doing? It's nice to see you. I miss you. I hope you're doing all right. I pray God you all right. Everybody. I love my family and friends and my viewers. I consider y'all family and friends because y'all show so much love. I just got to return the love. It's just like, oh, that's all good. I need that love. So definitely keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. I'm human just like anybody and everybody that is, look like this. You know what I'm saying? I sometimes you just can't say everybody. You just gotta say people that look like you, people that you can I don't know identify as. So you have to understand that a lot of people are just trying to say something, and everybody in their feelings, and because they in their feelings, is coming across the wrong way. Doing better. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy that you're doing better. Keep on keeping on, sister. Keep on keeping on. Um, I'm definitely keeping you in my prayers. I love, love, love how you go out here and do what you do, and we need you out here. So stay up, stay up. Anyway, um, Sister Jackie is a prime example of women helping women. And Sister Regina, she's another example of women helping women. It is these women who are going out here sharing their experience, saying some things that may be a little off center and maybe something you may not want to hear at the time, but it's going to edify you and you're going to think, that sister said something a while back. And now I feel it. I can relate to it because now I'm going through this. That's why I love talking to my elders. I talk to my peers as well, but I love talking to my elders because my elders are growing me. My elders are feeding me. They're helping me to grow and to learn things that are beyond my years. And that is what I need because I want to know because I'm not born with the knowledge. I want to know in some kind of way so I'm not spending my lifetime like, man, you know, what did Eddie say? Love, they had to go goofy. Shut up. Hey, I'm human, and I love when people understand how human I am, and they feed into me as opposed to drawing from me all the time. Look, that all that can, really like drain a person. It can age a person beyond their years. I got more gray hairs than I need, at this age. I ain't telling my age. I'm just saying I got more gray hairs than I need at under 60. That's all I'm gonna say. Under 60, I don't need a whole head of gray hair. I need to be young until I'm about 80. Don't show no signs of gray hair. We wait till I'm 80, then we do some. Ah, look at that, Sister Jackie. Tell them. Well, anyway, we need to be more aggressive in showing that, yeah, we have these problems and nobody wants to hear about it, but let me put it out here. Let me put it out here anyway. And when we're doing that, we're going against a lot of things that's telling us, no, don't do that. No, don't humiliate yourself like that. No, don't humble yourself enough to be that helpful to anybody else. But a lot of the things that women are helping women with are humiliating. A lot of the things that we deal with are humiliating. It's like, who wants this life? Who wants these humiliating things? For example, I remember when I was living in the dorm in downtown Chicago at UIC. Then it was different when I moved to the dorm down in further down from the west side to the downtown area. And it was like, nobody taught a young lady how she should live. I was in a co-ed dorm each time, and no one taught me how to say, okay, look, you have your menstrual, you're on your cycle right now, so you have to get from your room to down the hall and around the corner to the shower, and you need to stay clean until you get back to your room and get dressed. So you got your robe on and everything, but this time you on your cycle. It's that time of the month. And you're like, oh Lord, I do not know what to do. How am I going to get through from getting from my room to the bathroom so I can shower without making a bloody trail of a mess? Nobody talks about that. And these are things that, young girls need to understand. How do I work through this? None of the girls in the door was talking about how we do this. What you say, sister? I love you for looking out for women that look like us. Thank you. It's because you are one of us. I try to keep it real, and I try to let everybody understand that I am made of so many different cultures that it would be ignorant of me not to just love everybody because I'm a part of every woman, and that's why I love that song, Every Woman. I'm every woman because yes, we are every woman. Yes, Eddie. Thank you, thank you. See, let him know. Let him know. He ain't the only one that loves somebody. You ain't the only one that love me, Eddie. He be on here trying to say he love me and build me up, and that's wonderful, and it is needed, and it is very much appreciated. But it's definitely, all the more when you have a whole group of people that's loving on you, because I'm always loving on somebody, and to get that back, man, like better than an orgasm. Well, more often than an orgasm. I don't know. It's orgasmic, and it's definitely something that can put you over the moon. So that it makes you feel like you could do things that you couldn't do before. Because now you're motivated. Now you're feeling that love. You're feeling all that energy, and the only way that you can really explain it is to say that it's orgasmic, because a lot of people can relate to that because it's a phenomenon that you cannot replicate any other way other than to say, oh, wow, that was totally orgasmic when you see fireworks. And they say, well, man, that was like fireworks. But to me, when I'm receiving love, and I put love out there and I'm receiving it back, it's just orgasmic for me, because it's like, man, now I can get up at 3 in the morning and make some biscuits. I can go and do whatever I gotta do that's hard, and nobody understands how difficult this is because nobody knows how much I'm juggling. I'm juggling my body changes and changes nobody can help me with because nobody understands it for themselves. I'm juggling my kids, my husband. I'm juggling the bills. I'm juggling people talking disrespectfully to me just because I'm a woman. How do I continue to have a smile on my face and talk to these same people that's being extremely disrespectful to me while at the same time, man, it's a much say. Oh, I don't know if I can get it on there. I know it's 6, 7 p.m., but we're really on here talking. Sometimes, when women have to explain something, we have to use it in plain language so everybody can understand it. And everybody understands the words that are coming out of my mouth and the behavior I am exhibiting. So if you can feel the spirit that I'm putting all this out there in, then you can understand that orgasmic doesn't necessarily have to do with sex. It has something to do with a phenomenal feeling that you cannot replicate any other way but to be giving love and receiving love. There's something about that nobody can explain. Just like men have an extremely hard time telling women what it is they like about having sex with them. And while we would love to know, we can never duplicate it or replicate it, and there's nothing we can do to control it because there's something about the man's body and the woman's body getting together and making that connection that we can never explain fully. That scientists will never be able to go in there and put any kind of microscope or any kind of, they just will not ever be able to really identify what's going on. And even if they have some porn stars and they say, well, you're a porn star, you're doing this, let us examine and study and look and see exactly what's going on. They will never be able to see what is all going on because there's so much going on and it's not always going on at the same time. And it's something about love and loving someone and getting love in return that is missing a lot of times when people are having sex or being random with someone. There's something going on that we can't explain. I know, right? And it's like a lot of times, that's what defines a good woman. There's something about a good woman that is innately orgasmic just being in her presence. There's something that's going on that nobody can explain to anybody. It's not sexual, but you kind of feel like a sexual way, a sexual attraction, because that is a conditioned way that people deal with things that they like. It's not to say that, oh, well, you must be sexually attracted to this person because you like them way too much, that you feel this way around them. It's not to say that it's sexual. It's to say that it's something that this love is doing for me that the other, I'm not feeling anywhere else. That's because that's our love. And love, is genuine. Love is kind. Love will draw you in, and love will make you go away because you got to let that other person free, and you got to love them enough to let them go free. That's some love. That's some unconditional love that it's like, man, that's unspeakable and it's unbearable. And that's why when you are getting love in return, the same love that you've given or more love than you've given, it's orgasmic because it's doing something. It's feeding you in a way that can't nothing else touch. Now, you may have an itch if you have sexual urges and you got that itch and you like, well, man, I just got to get some. I don't care how it comes or what it comes. But it's something different when it's love, and it's like you have that itch that you need fulfilled to get that love, and you're not getting it anywhere, and everything's so dark. It's not hazy. It's not, anything that could explain it other than it's just pitch black dark, and you cannot get out of this rut of darkness. And then comes this little spark of love. Love that you didn't even see coming. Love from somebody you didn't even expect it to come from. People are out here on social media showing that, I said it once before, this man was passing by on the road and he saw a man on the street trying to hang himself on a tree. And just that little bit of love that he gave a stranger helped him to feel the love. And it did something for him, and it changed it around, took all that darkness away, and it made him feel like I can live again. I can live just because a stranger took one moment with me to show me just a little bit of love. It's something about that love. What you say, sister? Some people don't know how to accept unconditional. That's true. And a lot of people don't know how to accept that unconditional love. And they'll say, oh, well, you're sexually attracted to this person because you're spending so much time with this person. You're showing too much love towards this person. I've heard this many a times because that's just who I am innately. And that's why I'll push away from other people and I'll be by myself. I don't care. Because some people will think that that love that I'm giving is something more than what it is. And they may want to take it a step too far. You go a bridge too far, now I got to pull all the way back. But you still need that love. So I got to try to, wean you off a bit so we could be a little bit more distant so you can understand the love I'm giving and the love you receive. This love is the best feeling you can be. Yes. And it's like, man, sometimes it's like really funny to me because some people will say, well, you don't even know me to love me. How could you love me? And it puzzles me because it's like, what do you mean? How can I love you? How can I not love you? What have you done to me for me to not love you or show you love? Do you intend to do something to harm me that I should regret giving you any kind of love, any kind of sympathy, showing you any kindness? So we all think differently. And those are my thoughts when people do things that's unwarranted, like, or why do you love me? How can you say you love me? You use your love a little too liberally. Okay, I guess that's what happens during Women's Month. I would use the word elation, joy, jubilation, heaven, and bliss, or yeah, a lot of people have a different way of communicating, but me, I like to communicate with everybody. I don't care what your level of education and understanding is. Everybody is going to understand what I'm saying. So that's one part of the reason why a lot of people love me, because I'm not talking over your head. I'm going to talk to your heart. Okay, what did Sister Regina say? It's like a woman when she put on that banging outfit and she feels sexy. It had nothing to do with sex. It's great feeling about yourself. Yes, that's a good example. There's so many women out here that put on that bodycon dress. Now, I don't do it online. And I don't go outside. And if somebody rings the doorbell or whatever, I'll have one of my sons to come. They're a little bigger than me. So I'll have one of my sons to come and they'll stand in front of the door. So between me and whomever it is, if I have on one of the bodycon dresses, so they can't see everything. They can see enough, but they can see my son, so that I'm not presenting as something that's too tempting for them to go away. You know what I'm saying? But I can still feel good about myself because I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for other people to be happy about. You got to pay per view. You know what I'm saying? Well, Eddie said I never talk over folks' heads, but I like my lexicon. Yeah, and I understand that. And you know, a lot of people, you know, they'll be drawn to you because you are you. You are being yourself. So continue to be yourself, but stay mindful. And that's one of the things that I do. I'm mindful. So if I can't be myself around the people that I'm being myself around, I'm not gonna change who I am. I will change my location, and I will be distant from those people who aren't receptive to me being me. Because I'm not gonna change who I am because, oh, me smiling all the time is annoying you. Me smiling all the time makes you think that I'm stupid or unaware of what you're doing. Or I'm not mindful that you're trying to harm me. Of course I'm mindful. But you see, I can smile like this because I believe God. And that's my foundation. I don't know what your foundation may be, YouTube viewers. I don't know what your foundation may be that'll keep you smiling, but that's my foundation. And I promise you, there's been some times in my life where God has shown up and shown out, and I thought I was by myself. And God was like, no, I was right there. It's been times I was walking on the streets of Chicago and there was nobody around. It's just me. And like Sister Regina said, you putting on the outfit, you just doing you. You trying to be you and feel good about you. So you go through the things that you're going through in the day. Go and juggle all the things you got to juggle in the day. Go and deal and tolerate with other people that you don't want to even be bothered with. But you got to do something to build yourself up so you can feel good about yourself so you can do what you got to do because you have to be where you got to be. So it was like, you know, different times where people are trying to snatch me off the street. People are trying to do harm to me on the street. And God would say, not so. And he would literally block those people. He would literally send strangers that I didn't know. The traffic is like literally in motion. Somebody is getting out of their car to come and help me, has never seen me before, and see that I need help. And they get out of their car and help me, and I never see them again. That's God. That's unconditional love. And I'm putting all that unconditional love back out there because I know what it felt like when I received it. And this National Women's Month, International Women's Month, I'm trying to say, let's do that. Let's put that out there more. And it was men that would come out and do that. And it was never like, oh, my sister, now that I didn't helped you out, won't you help me out? Won't you give me a little something? Won't you come show a brother a little love and appreciation? It was never, ever, ever anything like that. There are so many guys that I would hang out with, and it would show me so much love that I became like one of the guys. Even though they knew I wasn't one of the guys, they knew I was completely a woman and attractive and all the things I was doing, they were sexually attracted to, but they understood is not a sexual attraction. It is an attraction of love, unconditional love that I'm just giving you for no reason, just to build you up. I don't expect or ask anybody anything, but when someone does a kindness, for example, I was going to the University of Phoenix, and my academic advisor and I had become so close. She had begun to treat me more like a granddaughter than a daughter, and than a academic advisor. And not only that, but I'm not even, she was a blonde Caucasian woman. And she treats me like I'm her blood child. As opposed to, this is a business relationship. But sometimes people can feel the love that you're giving, and they reciprocate that love. They give that love back to you. And now it's a whole thing now where the love is just coming and going, coming and going. And it's like, now she says she wanted to give me a letter of recommendation, and I said I don't I didn't do all that for that. I this is just who I am. This is what I do. And she was so tearful when I had to leave because I had become paralyzed from the waist down, and my husband was gone, and I had all these kids that I had to take care of. So school was the furthest thing from what I could physically do. So it was a mournful situation, and with the fact that my ability was no longer what it used to be, and something I was juggling, and it was also a stressful time, and as well as it was, sad because now the relationship that we got to say goodbye. So it's tearful to say goodbye to someone. She wrote that letter. I have never shared that letter with anyone ever. You'll accept me for who I am and what I have to offer, or you won't, and you'll miss out, or I'll miss out. Is what it is. But I'm not going to share that letter of recommendation because that was love. And that was love that nobody, even if I was to give them the letter of recommendation, they won't feel the love that created that letter. They won't know where all of that came from. They won't understand. They'll think it's just business. And if it's just business, let's be business in a different way where I don't have to share with you the love that created this, the bond that created this. We'll either have a genuine bond together or we won't. And I'll move on and I'll have a genuine bond with someone else. It's not for everybody. Everybody, like Sister said, everybody's not receptive to that unconditional love. And that's fine because if they're not receptive to it and you're constantly giving, they'll constantly take and take and take, and it'll drain the life out of you until you have absolutely nothing for yourself, and you won't even understand why is it I can't get out of the rut I'm in. Why is it that I can't get out of the dark mental spaces that I'm in? And you'll be looking around. What can I do? Where can I go? And there's nothing for you because that person is draining you, not feeding into you. So that's why it is important that women help women a little bit more than what we were doing, because we're the only ones that know what us women are juggling. We're the only ones that understand all the hell that we're going through, and we're the only ones that understand that hell is individual to every individual person. Is different. It's different, but there are a great deal of similarities that we can relate to, that we could be helpers one to another far more. And I love when, somebody was on social media and they were putting themselves out there. Well, this is my husband, and my husband left me, and he told me he didn't love me, and we were supposed to be working it out. But for whatever reason, this young lady came into it, and now he's not willing to work anything out because he feel like that young lady is going. So now we understand and we can see how we can be helpers one to another. So sometimes, a lot of times, women are not being told that this man is in the whole relationship with someone else, and he's telling that woman something that he and then come over and tell us opposite of what he told her. And we need to be on more. We can people this my sister, but he's telling me. We need to get together and understand who's going to do what. And if y'all decide that y'all going to share a man, I'm not judging you. I'm not saying, but stop allowing these particular problems that I've addressed today to put you in dark spaces that you get into a rut and don't know how to get out of. Let's start using International Women's Month to shed light on a lot of the problems that women are having and helping other women with those problems. Because it's great that more attention is being given to women nowadays, and giving more attention to how women are being women and what it involves being a woman and what it entails being a woman, and how women are juggling their lives and how women are more vulnerable and more susceptible to harm and hurt than than their male counterparts. It's great that we're putting it out there, but let's also put it out there that we need some help. We need some help. We need to know how to juggle this. So when our pH is off and we can't find anything that's helping our pH to be balanced again, somebody say something. Let us know that, look, I use some Dr. Till's Epsom salt, bath bombs, whatever it is you use it. And there was one time with the last episode I was talking about baking soda. Baking soda should also be named panacea because you can use baking soda for so many things. And if you are having something going wrong with your body and you can't get it right, but now your pH is off, try use a little baking soda and stay home and work it out and try to, maneuver yourself. Try to cleanse your body of any kind of products and let your body all the toxins and everything from those chemicals that you've been using. Just stop using anything. Don't use anything, and just continue to bathe all day until you are no longer um, having any problems. That's what I would strongly suggest. Don't have nothing. Don't use no lotion, no perfumes, no nothing, and just let your pH balance itself naturally. Get a lot of sleep, and try to stay calm. Keep your emotions. And a lot of times, hey Michael, how you doing? I appreciate you coming today. I know we were late and we're almost out of here now. So please don't forget to rewind. But also ring the bell. Everybody got to ring the bell. But back to this one particular pH problem. You have to spend some time alone to yourself once a week, maybe once a month, and try to get all of the toxins out of your body so that the things that's going on wrong with your body can correct itself and get sleep. You have no idea how much sleep is really, really helping your body to heal. It's not just women, it's men too, but it's a lot more emphasis placed on women because everybody makes fun of women and the odors that women emit because she's so beautiful and she's this and this, she's that, but she's also human and sometimes her pH can be off. So we need to figure out how do we work with this. And there's many a songs where I like the songs of back in the day where the suave debonair men would get these love songs and say how he's gonna get his woman a bath and he's gonna bathe her. You know why he's gonna bathe her? Because he's gonna love her from the head to the toes. Okay? And if you can't love your woman from her head to her toes because you don't trust how clean she is, go bathe her. Go bathe her. You do it or somebody else will do it. And the beauty that was yours to have and to hold and to cherish for the rest of your life will be someone else's. So women, let's take this International Women's Month and put it out there. Let these men understand what it's like to be you. How can they help you do you better so that you will stay shining and stay glowing and stay ready to be a woman to the man that he is and the man you want him to be, and motivate him to just do a little bit better, have a little bit more endurance and everything. So feed one another so that we can all eat and be happy. Okay, that's my time for today. I appreciate everybody for coming. I appreciate all the comments. And remember, share these episodes because some people don't like to talk about these things. You don't have to talk about it. I've spoken on it. So just share it. Share it with somebody that can't say nothing but need to know. All right. Now, remember, mental health is physical wealth. Come back next week. What happened? Definitely going to have to go back and watch. I know, right? I know. Hey, you're not the only one, my brother. But I'm definitely going to start putting more information out here so that we women can help women and we can feel a little bit better and feel more united so that when women help women, we can feel better about being a woman to the men that we're with. All right? And it's going to feed men and it's going to feed women.